Have you ever noticed something strange about women? The more you care, the less they seem interested, and the less you care, the more they seem drawn to you. It's almost like the universe is playing a cruel trick on men. You're the nice guy who sends her sweet good morning texts, who checks in on her, who treats her like a queen, and instead of rewarding you, she gets bored, she pulls away, she stops replying. But the guy who doesn't put her first, the one who takes hours or even days to reply, the one who treats her like she's just another option, somehow he's the one she obsesses over. He's the one she can't stop thinking about. And here's the dark truth. Women are often more attracted to the man who doesn't care than the man who gives them everything. Now, why is this? Why does it seem like caring less creates more attraction, while caring more creates rejection? To understand this, we have to dive deep into the psychology of desire. Women don't fall in love with men who worship them. They fall in love with men they have to earn. Attraction is not about comfort, it's about tension. When you care too much, too soon, you remove all tension, all mystery, all challenge. And without challenge, desire dies. Think about it. If she knows you'll always be there, always waiting, always chasing, where's the excitement? Where's the spark? But when she encounters a man who doesn't care, or at least acts like he doesn't, suddenly her emotions are triggered. She starts wondering why. Why doesn't he text me back like everyone else? Why doesn't he fall at my feet? Why does he treat me differently? That curiosity quickly turns into attraction, because what we can't easily have, we often want the most. Psychologists call this the reward uncertainty principle. When rewards are inconsistent, when you're not sure if you'll get one, you actually value them more. It's the same reason gambling is addictive. You never know if the next spin will win, so you keep playing. Now apply that to relationships. When a man doesn't care or appears not to, he becomes unpredictable. One day he shows warmth, the next he's distant. That roller coaster of emotions is addictive. On the other hand, the man who's always there, always available, always validating is predictable. And predictability kills attraction. But it goes deeper than psychology. There's an evolutionary reason behind this. For thousands of years, women had to choose partners based on survival. They looked for men who could protect, provide, and dominate. A man who cared too much, who made her the center of his world, signaled weakness, dependence, a lack of options. Meanwhile, a man who didn't care, who had his own mission, his own priorities, his own abundance, signaled strength. He didn't need her, and because of that, she needed him. Subconsciously, women still respond to this today. The man who doesn't care appears more confident, more independent, and therefore more attractive. This is why women chase the so-called bad boy. It's not that they love being treated poorly. It's that they're drawn to emotional independence. The bad boy doesn't beg for her attention. He doesn't revolve his life around her. If she leaves, he moves on. That's what makes him powerful. And that power makes him irresistible. A woman's attraction grows in the space where she feels she doesn't fully control you. If she feels she owns all your attention, there's no space for desire. But if she feels she can't quite lock you down, she'll chase even harder. Now let's flip the script. Why does caring too much backfire? First, because it signals low value. If you're giving her everything without her earning it, you're basically saying, I don't have options, you're the only one I can get. Second, it creates pressure. Constant texts, constant compliments, constant availability suffocate her. It makes her feel trapped instead of excited. Third, it removes competition. Women are naturally drawn to men who seem in demand. If you're too eager, it tells her no other women want you. And fourth, it kills the chase. Humans value what they have to work for. If you hand her your heart on day one, she'll lose interest faster than you can imagine. Let me give you an example. Two men are chasing the same woman. Guy A is the sweet, attentive guy. He texts her every morning, checks up on her all the time, and is always free whenever she wants to meet. Guy B, he's focused on his own life. He doesn't flood her phone with texts. He replies when he wants to, and he's not always available. He treats her kindly when they're together, but he doesn't chase her outside of that. Now, who does she think about at night? Who does she obsess over with her friends? Not Guy A. She complains about Guy B. Why doesn't he text me back? Why doesn't he care? And while she's complaining, she's also falling deeper for him. His lack of care makes him appear rare, valuable, and desired. But here's the nuance. Women don't actually want a man who never cares. They want a man who knows how to balance it. Total indifference will push her away. Constant care will suffocate her. The key is controlled indifference. It's about showing glimpses of care, but never letting her think she completely owns you. One day you take her out and make her feel like she's the only woman in the world. The next day you're too busy grinding on your goals to even look at your phone. That hot and cold dynamic keeps her hooked. She never quite knows where she stands, and that uncertainty keeps her chasing. You see, women secretly crave emotional turbulence. They don't want a perfectly smooth ride. They want highs and lows because emotions create attachment. A man who doesn't care, or who appears not to, creates that emotional roller coaster. She feels insecure one moment, reassured the next, and that cycle bonds her even more deeply. That's why women stay in toxic relationships. Not because they love pain, but because unpredictability is addictive. So how do you use this knowledge without becoming cold or manipulative? Simple, put your mission first. Your goals, your dreams, your purpose should always be your top priority. When you do, it will have 10 times the impact. At the end of the day, here's the dark truth. The man who doesn't care always beats the man who cares too much. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to be part of a world that already has meaning. The man who doesn't care isn't truly careless. He's focused, independent, selective. And that's exactly why women chase him. So the next time you wonder why she ignores your good morning texts while chasing the guy who barely notices her, remember this. It's not about being rude. It's not about being heartless. It's about being a man whose life is bigger than her. That's the secret. That's the psychology. And that's why women are attracted to men who don't care.